In the 80s and 90s, all the fun parks in Sydney were actually in Mount Druitt.
The perfect start to the best
like Australia's Wonderland, Mount Druitt Waterworks.
You'll find the most surprising place, the city of Blacktown.
So a lot of people, whether they knew it or not, were coming to Mount Druitt to have fun. But I spent a lot of years being ashamed of where I was from because I was often bullied and shamed about being from Mount Druitt, and particularly from Bidwill. So I spent a long time lying about where I was from. It was never an option that I even thought about to go back there and to make art or to be proud of my history. I grew up in Bidwill in Mount Druitt, and, it was a very isolated place. And we used to go on adventures just into the back paddocks. Now that's like 5 suburbs there. That was kind of really great. It's kind of like the Goonies. Every Christmas holidays and school holidays, we used to just go on these huge adventures. I had a teacher when I was in primary school at Bidwill who completely changed my life. And I had her from when I was in year 3 and year 4. And we just did drama all the time and we made art, and she kind of looked like Cyndi Lauper, and she was just this colourful, amazing inspiration to me. And my life was made when I was 10 years old because of her, and I just knew I wanted to be her and whatever that was, and that was about being an artist and being a performer. I was living in the city and I'm a queer person, a non-binary queer person, so, the city was very much a safe place for me, and there's just no queerness in that space for me in Western Sydney. I was making a lot of work, but, I was still kind of a little bit lost as an artist and feeling like I'm not really moving forward in my career and kind of wondering what I need to do or change. And then I had this kind of epiphany that I needed to go back to Western Sydney and create art in that context because that's actually where I'm from. That's my story and I have to go back and own it, or I really don't think that I am being really true and honest with myself. And then I decided I wanted to do something really positive rather than looking at trauma or violence, which is narratives that are so often related to that area. And I wanted to do something really dynamic and reshape the image of that place and do that for me and do that for future generations. So kids didn't have to really experience maybe the feelings that I went through. And I just kind of drove out to Mount Druitt every day because I thought I have to be there every day and be present. But I didn't really know anyone in the community anymore. And so in the shopping centre, every now and then the milk bar on the corner would open. And so I'd just sit in the milk bar and I just sat there for days, just kind of trying to talk to people and just wondering how I'm going to start this project and how I'm going to, make this happen. And one day, Daisy Montalvo walked in. Daisy was one of the students who I taught when I was doing the artist in residence. It must have been 2 or 3 years later. And I just said, Daisy, do you remember me? And we got talking. And then Daisy brought in 8 of her friends and we met every Friday. And that was a really exciting, really strong start. And the original idea was to turn this abandoned shopping centre into a fun park in Bidwill. I had 7 different sites across Bidwill and then gave people a map like you do in fun parks, and people had to go and explore the area to find the installation. A theatre in the church, the underpass into an installation space, the car park into a performance space. Instead of stages, performers just performed on top of trucks and cars. People dancing, you move your body around, so you hula hoop or you do parkour, people going on rides. So I just did whatever it took to keep an energy and vitality, like a fun park. So from me just sitting in the milk bar by myself on day 1, 2 years later, I had 300 community members, 25 artists, 30 local community organisations, all participating to make FUNPARK happen. My name's Kaz Therese. I'm an arts leader and artist and the founder of FUNPARK.
There are 13 other Blacktown stories to hear, and you can see photos of everyone and read more about them on the website, impactstudios.edu.au/weareblacktown. We Are Blacktown is a UTS Impact Studios production. It's produced by Britta Jorgensen, Jane Curtis, and Celine Teo-Blocky. Research by Jackie May. Sound design by Melissa May. Podcast artwork by Alexandra Morris. Theme music is Beaming by Friday. The executive producer is Olivia Rosenman. The executive producer of Impact Studios is Sarah Gilbert. Thank you to everyone in Blacktown we spoke to. We Are Blacktown is part of an audio project embracing place-based principles called Welcome to Blacktown. This project is supported by the Paul Ramsey Foundation. My name is Angelica Ujinaka-Salakis, and I've lived in the Blacktown local government area for most of my life. If you want to hear more about Blacktown, you can listen to my story in Sink or Swim, a podcast about staying cool in Western Sydney and learning to swim as an adult. It's the story of one hot Australian summer that doesn't match the postcard perfect image, and it's a window into our climate-changing future. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
The sun is beaming, I'm sticking to the leather. I must be dreaming.